everyone, and welcome to episode 84 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. To catch updates about the podcast or for other news, give us a follow on your social media platform of choice. Listen in the description below. I'm your host, GM, and the overseer of Podcast of Five Rings, Obsidian. Joined tonight by the Dark Fortune Duelist, Meta.
Meow.
And the resident wildcard, Meow.
Yo.
And we are here to
I caught it. I did too. I just wasn't going to say anything.
It just went over my head. I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
Well,
the way you said my name.
Way to start this whole.
Oh yeah, I always go Meow.
Right.
Well, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do actually say Meow.
Not always, please.
Allow me a bit of hyperbole, sir.
Never.
And,
not on my watch.
And what will be a hyperbolic episode of the Podcast of Five Rings?
That's not the epitome of hyperbolic.
Yeah.
Really, for the intro, you should have been your source of enlightenment for video games.
Video games. And video games. Because this is the E3 episode where we talk about...
E3.
Yeah. Our impressions overall, go through the conferences, speak about some of the stuff that we are excited for. And I don't know. I saw a lot of people seemingly down on it, but I don't know.
I've seen a lot of ups and downs, I guess.
Yeah, but I have seen a lot of people also say they really liked it. Maybe it's like that every year, and I just don't remember, but...
Maybe? I don't know. I really miss Sony.
Last year was pretty good, if I remember us talking about it correctly.
I think this one's good, too. 2020 is looking pretty... Fall in 2020 is looking pretty stacked.
I think the big part that people might also be a little bit down about is that there's really nothing that's coming out, like, anytime soon from this E3. Almost nothing is announced that's, like, coming out. Nothing that's... I should rephrase this. Nothing that the majority of gamers of your generic variety are going to want to come out like really soon, and I'm partly
all September and March.
Yeah, right. I'm kind of almost expecting that, partly because just caught in that time frame of development, and also because I know for a fact that there are companies already looking to create things for the next gen.
Yeah, this E3 was everyone dumping what they had left to get out before the new generation.
Yeah. And Pokemon
was like, we've already talked about all that, so we're not going to be there.
Keeps rolling. Nintendo's just trucking along. There's stay in the course, my man. Neither of you are as excited as I am. Anyways,
Nintendo moves at their own pace. It's like they're like, that's nice.
They do not cater to the whims and ebbs and flows of the greater video game market.
Yeah,
they're just like doing their own thing. But anyways, we can talk about that later. We decided that we were going to do chronological order, so I believe EA was first.
Yes.
Who wants to talk about EA?
They didn't really show off much of anything new. Well, no new games really that weren't expected, I guess, except for Star Wars. That was definitely their big thing, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Mm-hmm. A new third-person action adventure.
Action
game. Come on down to Chewbacca planet. Be a Jedi.
Where do I sign up?
I want to join the Imperial Navy on Kashyyyk.
They showed quite a bit of gameplay. And it looks fine, I think. I mean, a lot of people are excited about it.
Yeah,
but I know none of us are like huge Star Wars fans by any great amount.
Yeah, they got a little bit of the Uncharted-y climbing around and action set piece-y kind of stuff.
The animations seem cool. A lot of fun, like using the Force. It looks like
some Sekiro-esque stamina system-y looking stuff.
Like, there's definitely stuff going on for it, but I kind of feel a little bit this is just personally, I feel like I'm a little bit lost on like the purpose, the story. What is it trying to get to us? I don't know. There lacked a point.
I don't know. I think it's building a new sort of like basing it around the character, I believe. Like I think they've already said like this is actually canon and they have more planned for this character.
I swear to God, if Darth Maul shows up.
That's I mean if Darth Maul shows up, that'll be really weird.
He showed up at the end of what's it called? The Han Solo movie.
He's been in the Clone Wars show.
Yeah, I know.
They just can't let him go.
No, I'm saying like it'd be really weird if he showed up like, like 50 years later.
Only if he shows up on your team.
This is in the between 3 and 4, isn't it? Or no, it's right after. Or I don't remember what is the time frame.
It's halfway through episode 3, I believe. It's right after like Order 66. I think.
So he's not been gone, or like
he's been
Darth
gone
Maul
like
is
10
still
years.
relevant in the story, or like I've never watched the Clone Wars show, but he shows up with like his half spider body.
Yeah.
Oh. The Clone Wars, but the Clone Wars is definitely the second movie and whatnot. But after like the third one, that's definitely got some time to it.
Yeah. So lots of it's that. I don't want it to sound like a bad term, even though I don't. These games aren't really my cup of tea, but it's the very like cinematic movie-esque kind of game. I've very much got like the Naughty Dog feeling from it, and I'm also just burnt out on Star Wars.
I think there's a lot more action than their games typically would have, like the combat.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it like the story beat stuff like that. It gives me that kind of storytelling vibe. Is what I'm trying to say. Not necessarily completely the gameplay.
Yeah, and then they showed off like their Battlefield, their sports, Apex Legends, and The Sims.
Yeah.
New character and that.
But
some new Battlefield 5 stuff, yeah.
Yeah, EA had already like a while ago mentioned they were doing definitely a smaller presence than their typical E3 showing.
Yeah, it was very small and very short.
Yeah.
They gave each game like was it half an hour? But
each game got a fair amount of time.
They only showed like again,
right, and it was
like
kind of just like
games.
an all day event as opposed to like a conference, like like what was like Microsoft being the first real conference of E3, which did 2 hours in the theater or whatever.
Thank you for that transmission. Oh my god, I can't talk tonight. What's wrong with me? I'm just like I'm messing up left and right. It's got me all kerfuffled and stuff. That's a good Cattywampus, yes, thank you. This is a good transition.
What callback,
Mao. Yeah, I know, like 70 episodes ago. To Microsoft conference, which I was gaming during, so I didn't get to watch all of it. But I did pick up.
Unfortunate because it was a pretty good conference.
It was a pretty good one. Yeah.
Just based on the games and stuff I've saw, I would put it up there. It's definitely a competition.
Outer Worlds looks fantastic.
Yeah, and everything I've seen, like reports after the new stuff they showed off in the conference, was it's basically Fallout New Vegas in space.
Yeah. And if Ori and the Will of the Wisps is
a lot of people are excited about that.
Gorgeous game.
Minecraft Dungeons actually looks really fun.
Yes, I was very excited when I saw that trailer. I'm not really into Minecraft at all, but it reminded me of D&D Heroes mixed with like a Zelda game.
Or it's kind of like a Gauntlet game or something.
Yeah. Which I'm very much all about. I love hack and slashy, like over the top, overhead, beat 'em up kind of stuff.
If I had someone to play with, I'd probably end up picking it up.
Well, you can get it on the Nintendo Switch, Mal. Didn't you know that?
No, I did not.
It's coming to the Switch, like
it looks like it's coming out on everything.
Blair Witch was a nice surprise, and it actually looked.
I didn't get to see that trailer.
It was actually a good trailer. I will give it props. It was it definitely got the creep down.
Did it show any gameplay?
I don't remember it being a gameplay. I wasn't able to fully pay attention to the Microsoft one either, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was gameplay or cinematic.
I think it was all cinematic from what I remember.
Like, it looked. I mean, it looked. No, I can't tell. There's no HUD, I guess, but there's definitely a dude with a camera, like in like a first-person setup.
Yeah.
So it could have been like what the gameplay. I can't tell if that's going to be gameplay or not.
Hey, well,
no, there definitely looks like to be what looks like to be gameplay. But it's mostly like first person staring at things in the forest and whatnot. Very first person-y. They got like a scene with a.
Does it have the little stick guys hanging up on trees?
Oh yeah, there's definitely stick images and everything. A lot. It almost looks a little bit jump scary, so I'm not sure what to say on that. But I mean, that's what it is.
And they also showed off what was, or definitely their biggest show off was Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves came out, which was
well, after his character in the game shows up, he came out to reveal the release date.
Considered to be one of the three wonders of this E3.
Yes,
Keanu Reeves, Ikumi, and the dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I mean, we'll get to Ikumi in a bit later on, but Keanu Reeves was great. He had a great moment. Somebody from the crowd even shouted like, "You're breathtaking."
He was like,
"No, you are. You're all breathtaking." It was honestly, it was just a great moment. It really was.
They wanted to give him like the special edition. The guy who shouted that.
Oh yeah, they gave
he then was like, "No, donate to charity or whatever." And
it was very nice of him.
But the only negative from that is that it sort of might encourage other people to just shout a lot, which I don't know if it was normal or not, but I feel like I noticed a lot more just people shouting at people on stage this E3.
It was well, I mean, we could definitely get into there was a lot of that during Bethesda. I remember going on a lot.
Oh, Bethesda was awful.
Ooh. Let's one conference at a time. One conference at a time.
But
not necessarily the games, but that.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk comes out April 16th, 2020. And
I wish I could play it.
2020 is definitely looking real good.
It is definitely looking good. I'm surprised Battletoads is doing something. It's cool.
A new Battletoads.
I know. I saw it. I was like, Battletoads, really?
No. Let's talk about the real barn burner here. Gears of War Pop.
Oh.
Don't you want to play the Funko Pop Gears of War game?
Absolutely.
With their demonic, horrifying eyes.
That's what I want to play. I will give this one just a shout out because I really think it does deserve it. Is Microsoft Flight Simulator the new one? Because if you've ever seen some of the old ones, they're very old.
They apparently used 2 petabytes of data for the world build, or the maps.
Yeah, it's. I mean, even if it's not your thing, just at least go watch the trailer because it's honestly gorgeous. Like it's really good looking.
The maps the world detailed. Looks really good.
Yeah,
I know people who are into that game are still waiting to see the physics to see if it's accurate enough.
Yeah,
and moddable, because people will like mod it to have basically 100% accurate representations of cockpits for planes.
Yeah.
So
some people even use the flight simulator specifically just to even practice, or if they're actual pilot, or even just to like get in their own time if they're going for that kind of profession.
Well, yeah, because the older ones you could mod to be, the same thing as real life. There's a new DBZ game coming out.
Yes.
It's like an action RPG.
Yes.
It's DBZ Kakarot. And it was with the Japanese voices, which I thought was an interesting thing. I didn't think I'd be hearing Japanese DBZ at a Microsoft conference.
Are you ready to play through the Saiyan saga for the 20th time in a video game? Because I am.
I think I don't want to bash on it, but here I go. It doesn't honestly look like any other thing, like anything new that we've seen before.
We haven't seen any gameplay yet.
No, there was some gameplay in it.
Was there? I don't remember it.
It was like action scenes. I don't know if there was like full on gameplay, but honestly reminds me.
Like it's the same story though.
It reminds me a lot of like DBZ Tenkaichi.
They specifically called out it's going to be an RPG though, so I assume there will be more of that in it. But I don't think that'll be enough to get me to play this. Like the same story.
Yeah, it's the same story. I mean, don't get me wrong. Love Dragon Ball Z. It's done wonders for the anime world and opening it up to the Western audience. But I mean, the game just kind of looks like it's doing the same thing that every other DBZ game does, and no, it's a bad thing. It's just seen it 20 times now.
Did you guys see the 12 minutes game?
12 minutes had me very interested. Yeah,
it looks like you keep playing the same 12 minutes from the overhead of a tiny room over and over and over, which I find is very interesting.
I like the idea is that you're essentially attempting to constantly, and I'm guessing here is like the 12 minutes is the idea is that you are essentially trying to utilize in 12 minutes time to change the outcome of an otherwise terrible.
That's true. I think it's the whole house probably, because I'm pretty sure they showed the guy and his wife in bed at one point. So
yeah, they showed a number of things and whatnot. Yeah,
and then them hiding in a bathroom and stuff. So yeah, but I find, I don't know. It's like it's probably like a more artsy game or something, but I find it very interesting.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that it's more an artsy game than I think one that's playing to be a game, but it absolutely is.
It's definitely interesting to like see people push the medium, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Not everything has to be the same, obviously. Like,
obviously, I mean,
I very early in the storytelling. Using games as a storytelling medium is still pretty young in its lifespan compared to like movies or whatever. Even
I mean, it's always been kind of an idea is that like it's a very big treat to have a good story with your game, but generally gameplay has always been the focus. So the idea of people focusing on a story as opposed to potentially the gameplay, which I mean is always going to be a big debate in and of itself, but the idea that people are utilizing that as a medium to tell a story as opposed to
in a way you can't really do in anything else, right?
I like it. It's got me interested. I will probably pick it up. I'll follow it. I might even pick it up because if nothing else, I like the premise that you are trying to within a period of time change the outcome of something, but it's very clear that it's very hard to do. And there was Gear 5. So that got announced.
Gear 5 with the weird trailer.
Yeah, I didn't watch that trailer either.
It was a very weird trailer.
Oh yeah, it's one of the things I enjoy about E3 is always seeing the random like dark pop that they use for everything, like to female vocals, which has been very in lately. And it's a genre I love, but I don't know. It's just weird to see it in some of these games.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the decision I would make for some of these games, even though it's like the genre of music I listen to somewhat the most, or at least it's the subgenre of the genre I use or listen to the most. But
it is what it is.
Yep. They showed off Phantasy Star Online 2 coming to the West.
That was
I knew
mind-blowing part of that whole fucking when they started playing. I kid you not, I can remember exactly how I acted on this. When I was listening to it, I'm listening to it like casually off to the side, and all of a sudden I hear the PSO theme start going on. I'm like,
I was just like,
what the fuck? Like,
on my Xbox?
Stopped. I had to stop. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that what I think it is? And they start playing it, and I have the wife right next to me. She's on her computer, also kind of like casually watching it. We both simultaneously fucking look over at each other and are like, no. And then it pops up. And we're like, what? It's happening? 7 years later, it's finally coming overseas?
May 2020.
I have so many mixed feelings on this one because honestly, it should have been when they said it was like a billion years ago.
Right.
I'm glad that it is coming over because Lily and I are absolutely picking the game up again and are going to play it again. We played it when it was on the Japanese servers and the whole shebang of like going on the Japanese servers. But eventually we dropped it. We just wasn't enough there for it. But now that it's coming over here, we're gonna pick it up, try again.
Neat. Maybe I'll.
It's 7 years old.
Yeah,
it's 7 years old. It's a very old game with old game things. Like memory leaks and forgetting where he left his power button on. No, but seriously, I'm glad they're bringing the game over. I really am.
Yeah, I mean,
I was surprised.
It's not something I expected to see.
Yeah, definitely a blind side for sure.
Yeah, now, something I did expect to see because all of Bandai's stuff leaked out. Tales of Arise.
Oh, baby.
Is this the thing you love the most about E3, Obs?
I love JRPGs.
Wow. This is definitely one of them.
If you only had to choose, if you had to shoot the other ones and save only one, which one would you choose?
Out of this I don't know if Tales of Arise would win at this point. Right now, you
just don't know enough.
Tough. Square showed a bunch of good stuff. Yeah. We'll get to them in a little bit,
but we know
Elden Ring is technically a JRPG too.
Honestly, I'm more surprised that we skipped over the greatest sequel to the best table board game we've ever played, Crossfire. I can't believe they're finally doing Crossfire X.
Oh, I have no idea what it is.
I don't know what it is either. I just wanted to make the joke about Crossfire.
It did have a really awesome commercial.
It did. It absolutely did. Yeah.
That song.
Borderlands 3. Yay.
I'm looking forward to Borderlands 3. They released DLC for Borderlands 2 for this, for the build up. And it's free for the first month it's out, so that's nice. I grabbed it because Handsome Jack collection is also on PlayStation Plus, so I can play that build up. Because you can just instantly create a level 30 character and play the DLC to to get ready for Borderlands 3. So
yeah.
And then
there was Elden Ring,
which also was spoiled from Bandai. Yep. But Elden Ring, everyone they've already basically said it's going to be similar to Dark Souls, but it's From Software, and they got what's his face,
George R. R. Martin.
George R. R. Martin, yes, to collab on the world building at least.
Open world is what they said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I am absolutely this game has got two people who certainly love to build lore, so
yeah they've said already cool. What?
I was just saying it could end up being really cool because of that.
Yeah. They've said that already that they wanted a more or it's going to be a more open world style map, I guess, which the director also said he wasn't sure if he had the terminology right because it's usually a more Eastern term or whatever, I guess. Mm-hmm. Or I mean Western or whatever. But also that it's going to lean more into the RPG mechanics, I guess, than Dark Souls even does.
That's interesting.
Which I'm very interested in.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I know Dark Souls is hard as hell, but I always thought it kind of already leaned into a lot of the RPG mechanics.
I mean, you have stats, and you just put points in your stats, and then can equip various weapons and armor. So I don't really know how much what they mean by leaning into it.
Yeah, leaning more. I mean, you already kind of do a lot of things based on stats already. They do affect a fair amount, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's turn-based. Maybe that's what they mean.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that either.
I'm very curious to see more about it.
You sure? I feel like turn-based is making a comeback in our modern.
Maybe there'll be more shops and that kind of. I don't know. I'm trying to think of elements that aren't already in those games.
They said where because it was in an interview and the director mentioned about how Sekiro leaned more into the action side of action RPG, whereas this lean more into the RPG side of things. So
I mean, there really wasn't much of an RPG technically to
I mean, you leveled up some stuff, but it was all the stats were
it's like the XP basically was the biggest thing.
Everything that you associate, I mean, you're technically playing the role of Sekiro and whatnot, but I mean, it's nothing that comes with what we normally associate with a role-playing game of choosing stats, defining a build for your character.
I believe we've discussed what is actually RPG games before.
Yeah, we've done a lot on that before. Just lacks all that. So I'm guessing that they're going to have a lot of like a lot more in the statisticals and builds.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
Designs. I'm guessing that's what they mean.
Maybe maybe a set class instead of your class in
maybe.
Dark Souls is just kind of your initial stat layout is basically, and equipment is all it is.
That's absolutely
maybe
possible.
More equipment, I guess.
It could be a little bit more
or
like Neo
more
in the
important
sense
equipment.
that like certain. It could be more like Neo, where defining your set stats kind of defines what weapons you're generally going to be focusing on, as well as what armor you might pick up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm very curious what they meant by it.
There's Halo Infinite.
Well, yes, they announced Project Scarlet, which is their next gen machine.
Yeah, that was one of their bigger announcements.
Right, it's what they did. It's the next gen console. That's not the official name, just the project apparently.
They need to go back and name it the Scorpio.
I got it. Xbox Code Red. We've had green Xboxes, just like Mountain Dew. We've got to go to red now.
I want them to go back and to do Xbox 2. Just
go Xbox. That's what I said. I just want them to go Xbox 2. Just whatever.
Behold, Xbox 2.
My roommate was saying they should call it Xbox Squared or Cubed or something. Cubed would make the most sense because it's a box.
Just go with their crazy naming conventions.
But yeah, it like Sony, I think it's mostly they're just focusing, like it's like another hardware upgrade, whereas instead of like a giant shift in anything, like both I think are going to be mostly just better hardware than what they have now. And there won't be much of a difference. Though they did mention about how like we heard, from all of you, and you think a gaming console should be, focused on games first and foremost, because when the Xbox One came out, a lot of the criticism was like, why are they trying to do all these different things? Like they wanted it to be complete entertainment center replacements type setup. So I don't know. Maybe they will maybe it will feel a bit different. I know the PS5 is supposed to be like very much just a hardware refresh.
All I'm seeing is that a lot of people are praising the fact that there's backwards compatibility on the new stations. That's been like the biggest bit of praise that everybody's been getting. And honestly, I'm kind of glad for it, because I gotta admit, the jump from like as this consoles continuously come out and new stuff continues to thrive and grow and progress, we're seeing smaller and smaller jumps for of actual like, graphic fidelity and whatnot. It's more about what you can put into a game and the amount of size that you can store into it, less about like what.
Yeah. Honestly, if it wasn't for the way they built the PS3, I wouldn't be surprised if the PlayStation had always been backwards compatible. But there's that weird cell processor that they put in the 3 that just made it impossible to replicate.
Yeah, it was really weird. I remember specifically first gen was the only gen that could do some backwards compatibility, and then after that.
Yeah, well, I think it's because they basically put in the PS2 hardware in the first ones.
Yeah, that was why. That was specifically why, actually.
But Xbox has always had some backwards compatibility, never 100% backwards compatibility. It's always been a growing list. Like they slowly add more and more over time.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is that people don't. I don't think we want a slow list.
Right, but I mean, the consoles these days are practically nearly just a PC with a different OS on it.
Yep, that's
like no special equipment anymore.
That's quite
compared to
specifically what they
are. What about that Kinect though, Mal?
I don't think they're gonna put it in.
What about the PlayStation Move?
Are you sure? It just sounds crazy.
Remember PS TV?
No.
Yeah, they're impossible to find for a good price.
Yeah. And then they showed off Halo Infinite for the to release with it, because that'll sell consoles. Halo's a big franchise.
It's their big IP.
That and
one of 3
now. What's the third?
I only said 3 because it rhymed.
Oh,
I can't name Forza, I guess. That counts. The Lego Forza looks cute, by the way.
It
the
did.
Forza Lego looks cute.
We did skip it over it, but it was cute. I honestly, I kid you not, I honestly thought that are they bringing Lego Racers back?
Yeah, I was like, oh god, here we go for a second, but
Having a car built out of Legos was cooler than just an actual car, like before last year or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Totally.
Yeah, Microsoft was cool. They showed a lot of other little games as well. That there's some cool stuff coming. Well, I mean, I don't think a lot of it is exclusive though. That's like Xbox doesn't do exclusives, so much other than what we've kind of mentioned already, the Halo, Gears, and Forza, practically. Like everything, I think just about everything can be played on the PC. So
yeah, it kind of I don't know. That's almost like another topic altogether. I don't want to necessarily talk about right now if that like hurts their console game or not. But
I mean, they own it's Microsoft, so they own Windows and what you need to play on a PC.
True.
So it's just a different company.
Yep.
After Microsoft, we got Bethesda, right?
Yes.
Yep, it was Bethesda.
They're quite literally right after. Like nothing else really dropped in between that time period.
I did get to watch Bethesda's most of their conference.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
If you had to watch one over the other.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only one thing I was really interested in for Bethesda.
I will say that there's a couple things that caught my eye, but for the most part of it, it's...
Yeah, they opened with their Elder Scroll Blades stuff, which
I don't understand why you would care about. That. I don't understand why that would be your open.
And then they're like, we know Fallout 77 was bad, but please try again. We promise it'll be better.
Yeah,
we're bringing NPCs back.
Right, we're putting in humans.
There's a ton of people playing this game, and they love it.
That's what they were telling me. Well, no, I thought Fallout 76 had a bad launch until Anthem came around. Now Fallout 76 looks amazing.
Everyone kind of forgot.
Like Anthem, oof. There's like, Anthem has not done good.
Ooh, it's been a bumpy road.
Just sad. That was my pick of E3 2 years ago.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
I will say what did interest me was the game master.
Yeah,
the game master. It's Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, that was the coolest.
This game looks interesting,
super interesting. I actually, it didn't show an element of gameplay, and I'm hooked.
Right.
It looks cool. And Ikumi was
it's
pretty
by the
energetic.
people who did the Evil Within 1 and 2. I think it's the only thing they've done as a company.
Is horror games.
Yeah. So this is only their third game, but like people like Ikumi have worked on other stuff because she did like all the background stuff in Okami and the Bayonetta designing or pre-designs and stuff like that. And now she's the director of this game or whatever.
Yep. So speaking of, she's the second wonder of this
Yes. She was
all
very
the fan art.
Cute.
Yeah,
very cute. I can remember
very energetic.
Yeah, she was just people liked her. She just immediately clicked with everybody.
Yeah, she exudes charisma. She was out there. She's just like, "Hey, I'm super happy. Here's my game. Like it."
She actually like dressed nicely instead of just like a suit with a t-shirt like every other dev in that place.
Pretty much. She stood out. She just honestly stood out. Everybody else kind of like followed an idea, and she just dressed nicely. She was very cute. She was very energetic about everything.
Super enthusiastic.
She was clearly. And the best part was she was just very clearly to be happy, very clearly happy to be there. And
the game
proper combinations.
Like, I mean, we don't really know much about the game. Like, I think it says action adventure is the genre. I think you're a guy with you're a guy with a bow. I guess you're Hawkeye.
You're Hawkeye right after the snap.
Because people are just disappeared or whatever.
It is honestly like barring the snap joke. That was probably the one thing that I really got because I'm watching this opening and I mean you don't see any action happen for like a good first 30 to 40 seconds of this intro. I'm watching her. I'm like, cool, neat. It's pretty dark tone. They're clearly trying to like set kind of a depressing theme to all of this. But I'm like, what's going on? And then the first pass over and just half the people in the room are gone. I'm like, ooh.
And then yokai starts showing up.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was cool.
In the
I mean, we're all weebs here. It takes place in Tokyo. We're all
I know we're gonna like it just from that.
Yeah.
I actually give it props though. The scene transitions were great. Yeah. Every time it transitioned to some different look, it did it in like wonderful ways. It was very. It was never. It's not like hard transitions, but it was clearly. It's very clear, and I loved it. It was really cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
showed some more Elder Scrolls Online stuff.
Elsewhere, expansion content.
Yep. Another mobile game.
Commander.
Rage 2 stuff. And their first expansion. A new Wolfenstein game, which I'm sure a lot of people like.
Wolfenstein.
They also showed Deathloop, which I actually am interested in.
That's the other one I was going to say I'm interested in.
Another time loop game.
I mean, I like that, but like what got to, like the time loop game, the time part wasn't that interesting to me about it. But I like the fact that the two different characters had completely opposite views.
I'm very curious in how the dual characters thing is going to work. If you just choose one at the start, or you keep switching between the two.
Yeah.
It's also done by the people who made Dishonored, and I feel like this was a game they designed that they wanted you to be able to use all the cool abilities from Dishonored without feeling bad about killing people, because like Dishonored, like you either go like kill everyone route or the don't kill anyone route, and with the time loop aspect, I think it'll give you more freedom to just use all the weird abilities without
that was my biggest complaint with Dishonored, was always the issue is that like you got all these cool abilities, and essentially if you want to play the pacifist route, get the good ending, you pretty much make never use of anything. Time stops like your best friend, and you make sweet love to it, and that's about it.
But all the cool gadgets and stuff are just useless for you. But I'm curious. I'm hoping that there'll be a lot of cool things to do in this game.
They dropped out the Orion Tech, which I guess is supposed to be kind of like this giant VPN service. I'm not totally sure what.
It's something to help with streaming, I believe, like streaming games, like which is definitely like something coming. Like a big part of the future of gaming, people seem to be big on as the streaming, but that's not the sort of thing you can just like tell without playing it yourself, right? Like the lag and everything. Like they can claim all they want, just like Stadia, but until a bunch of people get access to it, we don't really know what's gonna come of it.
Yeah, we need to get our hands on these kind of things. Really do need like to be actually put to the field. It's so much bigger than just like a single game, and we can kind of see what we're gonna like it or not. This is a whole, essentially a service, and that service is going to need to meet a lot of criteria for a lot of different people. That's very hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the best thing from Bethesda after that was Doom Eternal. I cannot wait to rip and tear. And that guy has
play
guts,
it.
so
I want to play him. I want to play him, Meta.
It looks
life is suffering, Obs.
I know it is. This is my like cross to bear.
Doom Eternal just looks like a very gamey game.
It looks like it's just more Doom.
It's more Doom with just more game aspects of it.
Like they didn't redesign the whole game.
Double jumps. Yeah, there's nothing really about this game you're going to. You're looking for something new. You're not going to get that. You've just got bigger guns. You've got more ways to move around the arena. You got more ways to murder the things while jumping and shooting and jumping. And I want it. I enjoyed Doom 2016 was actually a beautiful piece of fresh air, if only for the fact that the Doom guy quite literally designed the Doom guy that he didn't want to hear any exposition. There are multiple times where he breaks like things that other people are trying to explain or talk to him about, and he just starts breaking into it. In the opening scene, this one guy's trying to explain to him something's going on. He just smashes the panel and grabs the gun. He doesn't even listen to like his exposition at all. It's absolutely great.
It's very meta.
It is, but it honestly it gives a lot of personality to the character too, even if it is very meta for what it is. It was a nice change of pace. Like they're just clearly playing to what the character is. You know what you're here for. Let's not pretend it's anything else. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I really want it. I want it now.
Yeah, I think of the.
I was Bethesda in general.
Commander King looks terrible, by the way.
I will make a mention to this though. There was a lot. I don't know if it was just the front crowd, but it was like the 12 people up
Yeah,
front.
it was annoying.
It was all people who worked at Bethesda up front. Like a lot of these conferences, I think put the people who worked for them right at the front to help with. I think when there was a lull, like they could applause
Ubisoft
and the
did
kids.
The same thing.
Yeah. Like the problem is though that
it's just awkward.
Yeah. That's really what it was.
Everybody knows what's going on.
Right.
It kind of bites. Like
notice how Square didn't have to do that this year.
Oh, Square didn't. No, we'll get to that when we get to Square. I think the problem is I think the issue is that generally you gotta initiate human. I don't know how to best way to put this, but people need liveliness. You always have to have somebody who initiates a clap before the crowd starts to clap as well. But somebody generally needs to initiate it. And this was the dudes were initiating it and nobody else was following. It was just dead right afterwards. It was very, very awkward. It sucks because that makes it very hard to be on stage for the guys who have really no control over what happens.
Yeah, I think a lot of these people need to stop leaving pauses and just pause whenever it comes up needed, whenever it's necessary.
Pause for a breath. That's it.
Do a little more improv on this, buddy.
Yeah, a lot of people are you'll just when we get to the PC conference, there was when they showed off a monitor and the guy was definitely leaving really long pauses for people to clap, and no one was clapping because we don't care about a monitor.
It was that curved monitor, wasn't it?
Yeah. We're here to see games, not you to advertise a monitor to it.
Not to say that the monitor isn't really cool, but
sure,
as you stated, that's not people are here for.
It was the only thing that happened like that. I mean, they advertised some chairs also, but they didn't have someone from that company try and tell us how awesome the chair was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about Devolver Digital?
Is
there anything anyone wants to say? The only thing I thought looked cool was
I never watched Devolver Digital. I'm not really huge into their games.
Yeah.
I'm not either. Carrion looked interesting. You're like a weird monster creature experiment that runs around and kills scientists. It was very much like the Thingy kind of vibes, but it's like a Metroidvania-y kind of game. So it looked neat, but I'm not gonna play it. So that's Devolver Digital.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to watch theirs. What time did they?
It was real. It was after
Super
Bethesda.
Late. Is it like 11 Eastern time or something?
Yeah, absolutely. I was definitely in bed at that
Their conferences are always real late. They're the two. I think this is only their third. I think at least in a row. And the 1 2 years ago, it was just them making fun of other conferences. They didn't show any games. That's the one that had someone's head explode or whatever in the conference.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, now we're on to day 3.
Oh,
who is
what we got
first?
Kind of funny. I didn't watch any of this stuff.
No,
I didn't watch any of this either. Who was this?
Let's get on to Mr. Mauve.
Mr. Mauve?
Yeah, the purple color on here.
No,
I don't know
PC
what the
gaming's up first, right?
Oh, is it? Okay.
Was it PC gaming?
Yeah, it was. You're correct. PC gaming was first.
Yeah, and then Bethesda, then Ubisoft.
Did you skip the day? You skipped over
Did I skip
the whole day?
Yes. All the VR.
All right, let's go back in time. I'm sorry.
No. Honestly, I didn't watch that one either. I don't have VR. There's not a lot.
No, I didn't watch the VR one either. I didn't even know it was until looking at this.
No, we can go right.
So we are on day 3.
World domination.
All right,
we'll
go right there.
To PC gaming.
Yep, PC gaming.
More day 9. He's hosted for quite a few years now.
Honestly,
the British lady.
Yes.
Honestly, he's a good host. They're both good hosts. I see no reason to really switch it up.
It's not showing me a whole lot of their games. I know they had more than this.
Weirdly.
So Vampire Masquerade, Bloodlines 2.
Those definitely.
Again, why does it have to be first person? I really want to play this game.
I'm actually really interested in this one. I'm not a big fan of.
Did you play the first one?
I've never played the first one.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of
the first one's a big
stuff.
cult classic RPG. It's very moddable. I know it's been very popular. I've never gotten around to playing it, but I'm definitely interested in this one. We'll probably get it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get this one. It looks interesting. I'm also very glad that they quite literally right off the bat pointed out that no, we're supposed to keep the whole charade that we're not real alive.
Right.
Which is actually a pretty big core point to the game in and of itself, is that you're not supposed to be going around showing everybody you're a vampire. You're supposed to be trying to blend in as best as possible.
That's the titular masquerade, as it were.
Exactly. It's literally in the name.
Whoa!
Whoa! It's on the nose. He did it. He dropped the title in the movie.
He
said the title of it.
He's doing it. Figurative language.
But it looks really good. It actually looks really good from a visual standpoint, and I'm all for trying to suck the blood.
Please put in a third-person mode. I really want to play this game. I want to just be an insane, crazy Malkavian. They're my favorite clan, or I can't remember what they call them.
I don't know.
Brood.
I don't
Bordello.
Which one does Dracula come from? The Castlevania Symphony of the Night Dracula, not Vlad the Impaler Dracula.
I don't know what he would be.
I have no idea. I don't know the setting.
I like the Nosferatu as well, because they're the crazy mutant, guys.
That one I do know.
Yeah, the Nosferatu are pretty insane.
Chivalry 2, which my roommate loves Chivalry 1. It looks like they made a lot of stuff better, a little less janky, and a little bit more interesting. But it's first person again, so I can't really play these things.
Actually, if I recall correctly, you can go into third person in these games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That is because we were talking about that.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yes, you can't go.
Because he never told me.
I remember that some servers, depending on at least in the original one, some servers had a locked to first person, but other servers were just nah, you can switch it up.
Yeah.
It didn't really. It was honestly
funny.
At the end of the day, it really did not give you that big of an advantage.
Yeah. So it got a sequel.
It got a sequel. I was not expecting that.
There's a prop hunt video game coming out.
Yeah,
Midnight Ghost Hunt.
That's right. I'm gonna be playing that while I collect trillions of blops.
Oh no, that's Mosaic.
I know I'm gonna be playing Ghost Hunt, but in the meantime, I'll also.
Oh.
Sorry, it's literally on the picture of it, right there.
It's like playing Jar Pop Simulator while you do something.
What is it?
Just mash on your phone with your you mash on your phone with your big toe while your phone charges.
Yes. Midnight Ghost Hunt is professional prop hunt, I guess.
Yeah. This time the ghosts can fight back though, which does seem. Which will be an interesting dynamic. I'll probably end up just watching other people stream it because it's
probably
funny to watch. I probably won't play it myself.
You definitely need a group of people to make these kind of games pretty fun. It's generally definitely better than that. But I'm glad to see it. It looks really cool. Looks really fun. There's a twist. You got a time limit for each side, and then it kind of flip flops around after that first period of time, and the ghosts suddenly become the hunters.
I wish I had breaking news music queued. It's not really important. I'll talk about it later, but
all right.
It's not breaking news. Da 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 da.
Breaking news. It always had that whooshing sound effect as it swings on into the screen.
I just need a soundboard.
You do.
Anyways,
there was. Unexplored 2.
How does Shenmue 3 still look like a Dreamcast game?
I know.
Yeah, I don't understand that. It's wow.
They're just sticking with that aesthetic.
I am hot diggity dog.
They wanted to make a direct a sequel to 2 and keep the look.
Well, they did it.
Songs of Conquest had really cool pixel art.
Yes. There was.
That's what I'm saying about a bunch of these. I don't remember them. I'm just seeing the pictures and going, Yeah, I remember that looked like.
Last Oasis definitely looked like something. It looks like kind of like a party.
It looked like It looked like they wanted to make a pirate game without any water.
Yeah, I would say that very much. That's
there's like the ships with legs on it going across the desert.
Yeah,
like you can raid other ships, you shoot them down and stuff.
Here's that.
The real scene still, or Planet Zoo, guys.
It's something there.
I mean, a lot of people.
I want to feed elephants.
It's from the people who did Planet Coaster, so I'm sure, like the people who want that zoo simulator game are going to be really happy.
Is this a Tetscore game?
Yeah, it might be.
Tetscore game.
I don't know. It might be too boring. Like it's just a zoo, right? Like it's not dinosaurs or something.
That's all right. I'm calling it here. We're installing it right now. The first time ever, first annual P5R E3 award, the Tetscore Game of the Year, or upcoming Tetscore Game of the Year. At the end of the episode, we will vote on what's the most Tetscore game.
Jeez.
Oh man, that's gonna be rough.
All
I will
right.
say this
I'm
though,
Remnant from the
Ashes. Remnant from the Ashes absolutely didn't.
Oh yeah, that one was interesting because it's like a first-person high fantasy game.
Or
Remnant
sort from the Ashes?
Or is that the one I'm thinking of?
No, Remnant from the Ashes is the one where it's kind of a shooter game and you've got like tons of twisted and eldritch creatures.
Yeah. Or
it's got guns. You shoot.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
like it's a shooter, but it's like fantasy based. Like you start in like on Earth and then jump around to different realms.
You're gonna jump to different realms.
That's the one with the wood dragon that breathes fire, and I was like, no, that's illegal.
That would be the one. That's absolutely the one. It is illegal. We have all agreed on this.
I know I haven't. I said it was magic, and it doesn't matter.
It honestly, it's looking pretty bloody and gory though.
That's true.
It's got me really piqued in interest.
I'm definitely interested.
I'm probably gonna pick it up just because I've been looking for a co-op shooter.
Is it third person? It looks third person.
I think it possibly third and first. I'm not sure. I can't
third
remember.
Person, I'm down. Because I thought it looked cool too. I can't remember though.
Yeah, I want to pick it up. It looks interesting to me, but
don't remember if they showed actual gameplay or not.
I can't remember. I can't honestly remember.
It looks third person if the trailer's to be believed.
And there you
go. Yeah.
There you go.
Maneater. The game where you play a shark.
Yes. That game clearly wants to be just
he said it was a shark RPG or a shark PG.
Oh. I see he's brought his
I was more interested in Chris Tales. It's it's like the RPG inspired old RPG classic. I love Letter to classic RPGs where you see the past, present, and future.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's got the
art style, at least.
Like, the art style is
awesome.
Just so good.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
Sort of Child of Light vibes, but
I get that same
because
thing.
it's cute and an RPG. I don't like. I doubt it'll be actually similar. Like the whole past, present, and future thing will be interesting. Jumping back and forth. What was there's the Zelda? You could do that, right, to solve puzzles. I assume Ocarina of Time. I've never played any of these games.
And Majora's Mask.
Just saying. Okay.
They all have time travel-y, whammy stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, the aesthetic alone makes me like really want to give it a go. It's just got a generic 2020 release date though, so who knows when we'll see more of that. More Terraria for randomly called Journey's End, because I'm sure they're like, no, this time we promise we're done. Terraria keeps they're like, okay, last Terraria thing. They go and make another game, and then they're like, no, wait, more Terraria.
We swear, guys.
For a while, and they're like, no, more.
We need to have a Terraria intervention for the devs.
They need to really stick to this. If they're gonna not do more Terraria, they gotta commit. They've got commitment issues. That's what it is.
Relogic, I just want you to know I'm here for you. I'm listening. You need to tell me anything, please.
Speak to me.
Yeah, more Warframe.
Yeah.
Warframe.
People love Warframe.
Do they?
I've never got into it because I've been told.
Do they?
It's sort of like what is it? Eve levels of like stuff to get to get into it. Like the stuff you need to know is like starting Eve or something.
No, I would say Warframe is
like I've been told spreadsheets and things are involved.
I hope not. That's definitely not what I've heard from Warframe. I've actually got a number of people I know that actually play it and they talk about it all the time. And from what I can tell, Warframe plays out very much like an action RPG, but it's a lot more focused on the RPG elements as opposed to the full-on action of it.
Yeah, I just been told like there's a lot of grinding to like actually get to the good. Like, I get maybe because it's been out for so long or something, but
there's a fair amount of grinding.
It takes a while to actually get to the actual to actually be good at the game, I guess.
There's a fair amount of grinding, but they've alleviated that by actually creating like quests and hubs and whatnot. It's come a long way from what it originally released out at, but there's definitely a lot of grinding. And the game eventually devolves into what I didn't like about Neo at the end of it either, which was that it essentially turns into like trying to find the sets of items and gears to make a dope set, and then maximizing it with extra buffs and bonuses.
That's like a lot of in-game content in games.
And it's very
revolves around. You're hurting my feelings, Meta.
I'm just saying it's a lot of grinding to get that extra 5% golden card to buff up your dash.
5%, dude. That's a lot.
Dash slash, bro. 1 in 1,000 drop. Just got to spend the next 2 weeks going after it.
You play MMOs, come on, man.
I play MMOs, but that at least, but the MMOs that I play at least give me guaranteed drops. I have to spend at most 8 runs to collect something.
True. That's true. Throwing some low-key WoW shade there.
Wow, I'm looking at you,
RNG.
buddy.
RNG, the game. Anyways,
I like RNG. My RNG. It really makes me feel random about everything.
I want random weapon drops and Titan forging. But anyways, the only other thing I cared about was the people on stage talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Which I want it now. We're not going to have it for a long time, and I want to die.
Based on the fact that they won't talk about anything that's not in the trailer, practically, like it's not going to be done for a while.
Probably end of next year at earliest.
At the soonest, yeah.
I'm sure we'll see more at next E3.
That's
what I'm super excited for.
There's a lot coming out next year, so it's not the end of the world.
No, it's not. Time flies when you're dying inside.
Then we have Ubisoft.
Ubisoft?
Ubistank.
Ubistank?
So
why are you running away? This was the worst conference for me.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't really count E3. It wasn't really a or EA.
EA.
I don't count all of the whole V3, but
like the tons of Tom Clancy stuff was pretty disappointing. But
yeah,
I think Bethesda's might have just been worse overall, like the presentation side of things, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna be kind of flat out here. Like, if some of your announcements are essentially, if some of your announcements are literally just saying we're installing in its spectator mode to one of our games, For Honor, I think that's maybe not something you need to bring to E3. That's just
Watch Dogs. The Watch Dogs is their big.
The Watch Dogs is the big one. In fact, the Watch Dogs I would recommend to anybody to watch, if only because it gets a bit humorous and
I don't know if they're going to be able to pull that off, but we'll see.
Watch Dogs Legion sounds ambitious, which is
very ambitious
hard to gauge until it is actually out. Like, basically, you can play as anyone in the game if you can manage to recruit them to your side. It's very interesting.
I do like it.
It's XCOM, but it's a bit. It's a Watch Dogs game, so yeah.
It's a bit RPG-ish. Different characters have different stats and things that they're good for, and they're like it might affect things like you have an assassin character who I'm guessing will be good in obviously combat. You have characters who are really good at taking out like mechanical parts and drones. You have
hacking.
Old granny hacker.
Old granny hacker indeed.
Yeah. I liked the when one character would die, like the story would kind of change around that.
Yeah.
Like, people would comment on it and stuff, and be like, well, he's dead. Now you gotta pick up the slack.
It looked too good for that to be be like that for the entire game.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
like,
for sure.
It reminds me...
It just looked too scripted for it to actually be that way the entire time.
Yes, and that reminds me a lot of the first Watch Dogs trailer that we saw, and how that turned out.
Which is also a really good trailer.
They also feel...
Game was disastrous on release.
Yeah, it really feels like they're splitting between the two, like tonal-wise and stuff.
Yes.
The first one was not great. No. I think, like, from the tone and like just the story, I did not love it. 2, I didn't end up playing at all, but I've seen some of it and it's a lot more fun and like not as like trying to be so serious like from like the 1 was.
Yeah.
And I know it was received way better than 1.
But I mean, like, it's really hard. Anything should be received way better if you don't, as long as you don't have to, dumpster fire when you first reveal the product to the general mass. I think that's the problem. Is that, I mean, I'm being mean with my metaphors here on this one, but for anybody who didn't know, when Watch Dogs first came out, there was some very good trailers, very good designs. It looked wonderful, but when it released, there were a lot of problems. What people saw, in fact, it was one of the first times I really saw the big jump for a lot of people getting angry that what they were seeing was nowhere near what the final product came out to be in the eyes of your general audience, and that's kind of why it so spectacularly failed. And then 2 didn't have that problem. So
no, I mean, Ubisoft in recent years has gotten really good at like listening and making changes for the sequels and stuff. Like, they're nowhere as bad as they used to be.
No. Kind of almost like the old guard dying out for the new guard to step in kind of issue, and that's kind of a sad thing to say, but I mean, not that it's true or anything, but that's kind of what it feels like. Is you're kind of having to have these new people, like these new choices they're making, to actually listen to players and feedback when they're creating like sequels and whatnot.
Like, I know, like the newer Assassin's Creed games, they revamped the gameplay entirely, and they've been well received. Division 2 is probably the first like one of those looter shooters for the like console that wasn't a complete failure at launch.
Yep.
Anthem. I mean, it came out right around the same time as Anthem, and Anthem should have been able to learn the same lessons. But
I mean, when Division 1 came out, again, like, this is the same thing.
It had issues.
It had issues.
But by the end of Division 1's lifetime, it was considered way better than.
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, the dog, the third world wonder.
That's true. Yeah,
Bam
it is
Bam, the dog.
The third wonder of E3 is the dog.
Bam Bam, the dog. John Barenthal's dog.
Yeah, he came out because he's in Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
He's the bad guy. At first I just thought it was the Punisher game or something, because he's basically playing that character. Again,
he looked like he didn't look like he was phoning it in. Like, I think we're gonna see more and more actors actually, like,
in games,
like selling these games on the merits of their own merits, and not looked down upon for being a video game or whatever.
Yeah,
like Keanu seemed pretty hype for Cyberpunk. He's done some videos since then, and like, he seems interested in the game.
You're saying we're not going to have any more Mary-Kate and Ashley shopping spree games on the PlayStation 1 Classic?
No. Licensing will always make money. But, I don't know. I think we'll see probably more and more traditional actors in games, like, just as characters. I mean, there's how many in Death Stranding or whatever?
A lot. The last trailer they showed for it was just like, there's like 8 actors in this game. What about the biggest surprise of the Ubisoft conference?
Just Dance is
still on the Wii. It's still being made. Granny is still dancing with the panda.
Yeah. This is 10 years of Just Dance? Like, they even did like a meta intro. They're like, we know it's like, we're not like the best. It's like a tired thing, but we're going to go out there and do what we always do. Dance.
To K-pop.
Yeah, I heard Blackpink at E3. I was pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean it's there.
They brought the bear back out. That damn bear always comes out.
It knows what it's about.
Yeah.
There's like a new For Honored event thing for the new
Shadow the Hidakiri Batosai.
What's the class?
Is
it the Hidakiri?
Sakura.
The Sakura? Yeah, I don't know. It's the axe warrior for the samurai.
That's pretty much it. So
more Tom Clancy stuff. Rainbow Six, Division.
You play Plus.
Oh yeah, they've got a subscription service for $15 a month, which seems a little high. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe like subscribe for a month, play everything you want, and then cancel it like every so. I don't know. Like what the end goal, like what the target person is, because like no one's gonna leave that on forever, right? Like,
yeah.
For that, like, you'd have to be playing like, what is it? Like the Division. You'd have to be playing quite a few of these games that get like updated content that you would pay for. Like over the year, like multiple, like the Division and the Rainbow Six game, maybe For Honor. Like you'd have to be playing like all of these all the time to like justify always paying the what is it, $180 a year for like I don't know. I just don't know who the target is. I guess
the people who really love to buy every Ubisoft game. I guess I don't think the market's that big for that.
No.
But whatever. Roller Champions.
Yeah.
Ubisoft's answer to Rocket League is what I think myself and a lot of people got out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed gameplay, but I didn't really get a good sense of what's going on from it.
Like you go in a circle and throw a ball into the hoop, but I mean, I assume you can fight other people on the rink. Like, I'm sure it's like, I mean, when you say Rocket League is just soccer with cars, like it's a very simple.
Yeah, that's what it has going for it.
The gameplay will have to be pretty like either like fun and with more depth than it seems. Because when Rocket League first comes out, or when you first play Rocket League, you're like, oh, this is so silly. I'm just like flopping around like a fish trying to get the ball in, and then you see like people who have like honed it to a science, like they just fly through the air like nothing, like make it look like nothing. And if it doesn't
flying from downtown out of nowhere, and they somehow know exactly the way that ball's
boom
gonna go.
shakalaka.
Pretty much, yeah.
If they can't replicate that aspect, I don't see it going anywhere. And then they ended with just a reveal of a game, which was kind of it was rumored beforehand that they're doing like their own Breath of the Wild style game, which we can only assume is this Gods and Monsters, but they didn't show any gameplay.
Well, I love me some Greek mythology, and I love me some Breath of the Wild, so this could be good. Tentatively excited.
Like the art style's fine. It's like sort of cartoonish, but still looks cool. If they took the exploration lessons from Breath of the Wild, it could be really fun. But we'll have to see more.
That's Ubisoft.
Who knows? We'll find out.
It was a slog.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
Well, what's next?
A lot of games that were kind of in between, but they kind of came out after it. We really kind of move into the next day, essentially.
Well, yeah, the next conference is, I think, all of our favorites.
I did a really good conference.
Yes, this was by far the winner.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a pretty damn.
I
good
don't
conference.
think there was ever any doubt.
I mean,
there's probably some doubt.
Central,
but
baby.
Once we saw all the JRPGs.
I mean, it started off well. It had some great stuff.
So we actually haven't named it yet. I kept trying to tee that up. What do we got?
What about what?
What conference is this?
I don't know. What do we care about the name of the conference? Let's just talk right about the games. We don't need to talk about this conference at all.
Fine. Moving on.
It was the best.
Next conference.
Square Enix won E3.
Square Enix. Yeah, Square Enix was very solid for this year.
if you've been listening to the podcast, you know that I was tepidly hesitant about Final Fantasy VII Remake. I want Final Fantasy 16. I'm concerned that this is going to bog that down, and this might just become what Final Fantasy 16 would have been, which it basically has. But every time they show a little bit more, I get a little bit more excited, man. They showed that trailer from the thing. It looks amazing.
I have one issue, but
what?
I mean, if you want to talk about like what actually looks good first.
Okay, yeah, sure. Everything. So let's hear refute.
The combat. They apparently have the guy who did the combat design for Kingdom Hearts 2 involved, which is
arguably the best.
The best thing you could hear.
Yeah. Well, we knew that before this, but they actually revealed what it looks like with this one now. And
it's honestly, it looks wonderful. From graphics to gameplay, it actually has combo strings.
Yeah.
Combo.
It's not the hold. It's not hold square to attack that Final Fantasy 15 was.
You can hold down square and we'll auto attack for you. But if you do that, you're really limiting yourself. There's actually combos chains based on the timing.
Light attack, strong attack, and then all sorts of special moves.
Combo into Clim Hazard.
Yeah, apparently when you've got limit breaks are there. You've got the ATB bar, which when opens up, you go into kind of slow down, which you don't have to. There's active mode, which essentially mirrors what was the original game.
It looks like they're trying to please two different types of people, and it looks like it's doing well.
Yeah,
it looks like they're doing it well.
The slow mode is really cool too. Actually, I think it looks cool.
You can even combo special moves. Like you can have Cloud go for like say, and by the way, they didn't show it in the trailer, but from listening to a couple people who've actually been playing it now, they do have different moves that they can perform. You've got like Braver is like this just high damage one. He had like a stinger that allows him to like gap the distance as well as do damage in some.
Cross slash baby.
He's got like a triple hit one as well that like builds up the stagger meter a lot. And you can actually combo these ATBs into other characters' ATB moves. So you can have like doing a normal combo, swing into an ATB action, and then immediately swing over to another person before they've started executing it, and have them perform one as well in tandem with it, which they don't apparently talk about in the game, but will actually give you an enhanced bonus to stagger rate increases along with some other small benefits apparently.
Staggering enemies is one of the new things they've added to the game.
Which it came from FF13. That's definitely from FF13. But I never liked it in FF13, and I'm hoping I like it in this one.
Yeah, what's weird in FF13 because it's still a turn-based game.
Yeah,
it makes more sense for more action-oriented kind of stuff.
Yeah, I would say very much so. So hopefully it does far better.
Just like Sekiro essentially has a stagger meter too, but
there's in a lot of like from what we've seen of the game, and I mean they showed us a fair amount of like what it's going to look like. It
was like a 20-minute presentation just about Final Fantasy.
Yeah. They did a wonderful job. They showed us a lot. They ended up there's obviously changes that are catering towards people who know like what the game is about and what they're going to be doing and whatnot. They're the banter between characters is wonderful.
Yes,
I'm glad to see that original Cloud is there. He's kind of an asshole. He only cares about the job at the beginning.
Yeah, it's not Advent Children.
Yeah, it's
Cloud.
Not everything else that Cloud has become is Advent Children Cloud. Yeah. He's kind of a jerk he's kind of an asshole in the beginning of the game, and I like that.
Yeah, they kept that personality. Him and Barrett going back and forth, which is the stuff I'm excited for. Like the I was like getting hyped, and then when the Scorpion armor battle happens, and just like them quipping back and forth with each other, and like the instant switching to Barrett, he just plays differently because he's a ranged character. Like them arguing about like Squall's like, or not Squall, but Cloud's obviously like,
you would
think he would be Squall with how he acts in the recent stuff, but
right.
Like just him going like, we got to use thunder on him, obviously, and like that kind of stuff, and like look at the weak part of his shield. Like oh man, I'm excited.
Apparently as well as the characters do handle differently too. Like
the different play styles.
Barrett,
you like that? You like that Tifa fake?
Tifa reveal. Oh my god!
You're like, let's see Tifa. No, we'll show her later. And then
you'll see her
at the end. She shows up and punches some people.
Yeah,
it looks awesome.
Uppercuts them.
It was honestly great. Like I said, the characters even play differently. From what I understand and from what I've been hearing.
Yeah, I'm curious how Aerith is going to play.
You can dodge, you can guard. Apparently Barrett, like unlike Cloud's kind of like your middle of the road. He does a little bit of everything, and he doesn't have a problem. But like when you're playing as Barrett, he's actually not that easy to topple because your character can actually get knocked down as well. You can't be like toppled over and whatnot. Barrett doesn't really get toppled all that much. He's slow though. He can't really dodge. And from what they were saying, they looked at like Tifa. It looks like she's gonna be a very fast character, where she potentially is easy to be knocked over, or she might not have the best guard, but she can dash in on top of an enemy and immediately start slamming on them. And she's probably got like really quickness, but the characters felt very different when you were playing as them.
Yeah.
The fact that you can switch to them on the fly in mid combat is exactly what they should have done.
They automatically cared about this game more than they did Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. That should have been that should have been how 15 plays as well.
That's how 13 should have been. 13 literally has you choosing 3 characters and you couldn't swap between them in your random RNG battles. There was no excuse for that. Well, that was one of my biggest issues. I'm like, I've got 2 other people with me and I can't switch between them. If my character dies, suddenly game over. But if they die, I'll just res them up. No problem.
AI.
And 15 should have been exactly the same way. You should be able to just swap between the characters.
Yeah. It all looks great from what we've seen. They've said, and it is evident that they're expanding Midgar greatly, because I believe that's all the game is.
That's all this first part,
What we understand is that the majority of this, if not the whole thing, may be just taking place in Midgar, but
and still be $60. Which there's my issue is we have no idea how many parts to this game.
They said the first part is 2 Blu-ray discs.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't know how many parts it's going to take to finish the game.
I can say this, apparently, from what we understand, and from what's been done on it, from some of the reviews, is that certain characters are going to get way longer time. Like the whole Avalanche crew, you get a very little time with them.
Right.
Actually,
they're way more fleshed out. Just in the trailer, you get more development in them than you do in the whole regular.
Exactly.
game.
That's really kind of the thing, is that like the trailer shows just about exactly the same amount you got in the original game, and they already feel better in the trailer in and of itself. Apparently, certain characters get way more time. Like Jessie apparently is and this is, mind you, only the time that some of the interviewers had was that she goes from she usually has 30 minutes of on screen.
She has 8 lines or something in the original game.
Yeah, and
there's for it to be an entire game that you gotta expand on that stuff.
Exactly.
But I don't know. It's still. I feel like I'm going to be waiting 10 years for the complete Final Fantasy VII story.
you may
and have paid 200 and something at least.
They are hopeful that they are hopeful that they can at least get them out faster, since they have the engine and everything built.
Oh yeah, I expect the future ones will take less time than this first one. Which well, will only have been in development for 4 years, I think, which is not honestly that's
it's not that
standard-ish.
bad.
No.
Yeah, that's considered to be a standard.
1 a year would be
it's on the longer
good.
end of a build.
I would be surprised at 1 year though.
Yeah, that would be best case scenario. Probably.
I would not. I would almost want to not have it once a year.
Yeah, I expect the world map will probably be gone.
Yeah,
well,
I'm sure.
The way they transition will probably be different.
It all depends on whether they're going to jump into the next gen or not with the follow.
Yeah, it's probably what they need to figure out.
Yeah,
because right now, if they're ending the whole game on the end of you leaving Midgar, I could almost see them transitioning right into telling the backstory. Where in the second game, you open up and you're in the back of a trailer with Sephiroth and the whole crew, and you're kind of just driving towards whatever. The thing is, for that cutscene
maybe they'll just add Crisis Core to one game.
Just play all of Crisis Core,
right?
Genesis. That's the only thing I don't care for.
Please don't bring him back.
They'd have to redo Genesis because he's that one guy.
Gacked.
Yeah, and that I believe it's and there's a song of his in the thing, which I think it's stuck in licensing hell and stuff. So I wouldn't be surped if they just redid that entire character, the design of that character.
Just drop him.
I doubt they do that.
The only thing that concerns me, the only thing that concerns me story wise is the shoehorning of Sephiroth and a lot of the plot points.
I think they're also coming from the perspective of the fact that this game is clearly going to be mostly for people who know already a lot.
And again,
you're not surprising us. Aeris dies at the end of the first game. There's no surprise.
Yeah. Well, it's the more like later aspects of the universe characterization where in FF7, like Sephiroth barely even knew who the fuck Cloud was.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Not this whole like we're like destined to be diametrically opposed to each other. The Kingdom Hearts universe kind of started.
That's all from Advent Children, though. That's again, all of that is from Advent Children.
They're the Batman and they're just Batman and Joker.
Yeah, and that's again. That's all born from bloody freaking Advent Children. Sephiroth, as far as Sephiroth cares, as far as from the original game, he's kind of just like he's the access point, and he's just got a lot of people who are like Wi-Fi, like trying to connect to him. That's originally how he was, and Cloud just happened to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Cloud took him down, but
yeah, absolutely. Which you could argue is like why Sephiroth later on kind of like determines that he must defeat Cloud or something, or that they're connected. But I mean,
he needs him to bend them over backwards and make him
ultimately, you could argue that the only reason Cloud also gets like the more screen time with the Sephiroth is just because that Cloud is the only one that actually succeeded in returning to him and getting him the materia and so on and so forth. He was also the one who continued to progress forward quicker than any of the other ones did. So, take that for what it is.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. I don't even know if I'll get the game if like there's not a clear path to the sequels and stuff.
I'm all in.
I'm absolutely.
I don't feel like dropping like $300. I will give them
$300.
I mean, you'll be giving them $300 if you just want the special edition of this one.
I know.
I mean, I definitely
I do want it. I don't know if I
don't know why you would insinuate I would ever buy that, Mao.
Anyways.
So what is that? If 6 come out, you're gonna spend the
absolutely. I will spend $2,000.
$1,800. $2,000.
Oh my gosh.
No, I will not. I'm not that devoted.
No, I will absolutely do it for the first one because it's special and it's legitimately like one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite. Possibly only tied by Tactics. But it's honestly.
It just feels like they're just milking it too much to me. Like. I don't know.
Oh.
That's enough FF7 talk.
There's so much about it though.
Yeah.
Crystal Chronicles though. Let's talk about more FF though. Crystal Chronicles.
Don't you want to be the one that carries the pot and doesn't get to play the game?
I absolutely want to carry the pot and not play the game at all. That was honestly the only dumb part about that whole design. That's right now.
Yeah, it's getting remastered. I think we've known about it for a while.
Yeah.
Octopath is on PC now. They just wanted to remind you of that. Last Remnant's getting remastered.
I do like that game, but it had its flaws.
Yeah, it did. Dragon Quest Builders 2, Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch. This is all stuff we know. What was Circuit Superstars?
It's a top-down racer, like an arcade racer.
Okay. Not interested.
No.
I don't know what Battalion 1944 is either.
Yeah, it's just one of their. I don't remember what they call them, but they're like their own like. It's not indie, but like it's almost like their indie studios do these. They're sub studios. They did a bit about showing like the circuit in the Battalion, and then they moved on to Shadowbringers.
Yeah, which reminded me that I have a month to gain like 18 more levels and advance the story in that before that comes out, because I want to play that Gunbreaker.
Why would you want to play with a gunblade?
Why wouldn't you? That's the real question. Ever since I saw that Garlean Empire and knew they were in the game, I wanted a gunblade.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I know both of you are interested in Shadowbringers.
It comes out in the month?
I mean, I'm playing. I mean, I play that game currently, so.
Yeah, I've been playing it as well, so. Trying to catch up with the
July 2nd.
Yep, we're almost there, man. And luckily, I'll have a few days off there, so I can.
Yeah, I got my time off, so I know what I'm doing.
I did not see Romancing Saga.
Oh no, I didn't see that coming. I'm super excited.
That was a surprise. Yeah. Who expected that?
Romancing Saga games, like.
Yeah. Was the Trials of Mana? No, that was in the Nintendo.
No, yeah, that's right. Nintendo.
That was Nintendo. Yeah, definitely getting those. Don't care about Brave Exvius, sadly.
No, you don't want your mobile tactics game?
No, I don't.
Sure? You don't want your mobile tactics?
I don't remember Outriders at all.
Honestly, that feels like such a spiritual successor to Tactics. It kind of hurts.
Is that the closest we're going to get to a new Tactics game?
Possibly.
To
say it, but
Outriders was, I think, it looks like probably a co-op shooter or something.
Possibly.
They didn't really. I don't think they showed any gameplay.
Yeah.
Most of E3.
Oninaki, which I'm
more
also
of that,
excited
which I'm
for.
already in on. They revealed it, or it's been revealed on. Wasn't it revealed
last
first
E3,
for Switch or something though?
It might have been. It was either Switch Direct or last year's
E3. We've known about it for a while. We got to see more of it. I still want it.
I almost crapped myself when I heard the Final Fantasy VIII intro music.
Yeah, you freaked out. You nearly died, and I was like, "Oh, poor Dobbs."
I don't care. I'm just happy that I can replay this.
Yeah, he has way more faith in Square Enix than I do.
And I'm like I don't want to call myself a fanatic because I am critical of them, but
right. He's like remake, and I'm like, oh,
but I still love them. And the models look really good, actually.
Oh yeah.
It looks like the Dissidia. It's like that kind of
right.
Actual good modeling.
I definitely saw more people going why can't they update any of the models or whatever? And then someone's like, they updated it to what your brain thinks it was, and then they show the side by side, and it looks so much better.
You're the best looking guy here, and his face is distorted.
This is pixelated mess.
Yeah.
The new models look so good.
Yeah, they look basically like the Dissidia level.
I might play this. I don't know. It's been a long time.
I'm gonna get it. I love Final Fantasy VIII's
it's supposed to release this year at some point. Games, I don't know when I'll have a break to play it. Maybe around holiday.
Code. If it comes out in August or something, it could be a nice filler.
No, I'll be playing Three Houses because that comes out at the end of July.
Oh, it was at the end. I thought it was in the middle.
Yeah, 26th of July.
Okay.
And then Then Marvel Avengers was a show.
It was the capstone, but I don't know. I'm kind of iffy.
Everyone thinks it just feels kind of off, is what I've seen.
It does. I don't really like the way they look.
Yeah, I think by showing all of the main ones, from the Avenger movies, and that they don't look quite right. I don't know. I think that was a bad move. They should have had more variety in the heroes. If they, I think would have helped separate them. Instead of just using the one, what is it? Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and Black Widow. Yeah. Everyone's seeing that. Everyone's going to think the movies. And they just look so not quite right. They're close to the movies, but not. So,
it looked like Gears of War character models.
One meme I saw was the space ball is that's not them. You captured their stunt doubles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that too.
So it's just it just doesn't. Something feels off.
Maybe they should have had this first and Final Fantasy VII last. I don't know.
Sure, but I don't know. The gameplay looks fine. They were gonna keep adding more to the game for free, which was a good thing. Maybe when more heroes are added, I'll get around to playing it. Yeah.
Whenever it gets the Marvel Ultimate Alliance level of the character roster.
Yeah, right.
But don't you want Hank Pym, Mal? Can play as Hank Pym.
No, I really don't care for Hank Pym and his stupid Pym particles. How do they work? Then. I don't know. However we want them to.
Well then.
The DC Speed Force. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever works, man.
Alright, well they hands down one for me. I don't know about you guys, but
I have to say I'm gonna give it SC.
Nintendo's pretty good too.
Yeah, I think maybe even Xbox was probably better than Nintendo, but I would go so far as to say they were, but I don't know. Nintendo was fine as well. They had a basically direct style thing, which started out
what they've done for the past number of years.
Man, I think it's the way to go, honestly.
Yeah, I'm surprised Sony just didn't do this. I really felt Sony's presence missing. From this, I don't know, it just didn't feel quite right. And if they'd just done something like this, it would have been nice. But then again, I don't know what games they would have showed. I guess
Last of Us 2 probably would have been.
Yeah, just everything they showed last year. It hasn't come out yet. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything further about Ghosts of Tsushima. I guess it's coming out next year now. By this point, which just further adds to the games. Soon.
Yeah, it'll also be out in March 2020. but anyways, so Nintendo did a direct. They started out with much to the chagrin of the North American Smash Bros. Community. They revealed the hero is the next DLC character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Which hero?
There's 4 of the heroes. We got Erdrick or Lodo, the Luminary from 11, the DQ4, I believe.
I think it's 4. That's the only one I don't really
And Dragon Quest 8, which I'm super excited about. Probably the version I would play.
I'm going to be sad, though, if he won't be able to go Super Saiyan.
I think they're all going to be skins of each other, kind of like the Koopa Kids and that kind of thing. I'm sure they're not going to be 4 different characters.
Well, I just loved I love when the tension mechanic in 8, and when he goes up for that character, his bandana flies off and he literally goes Super Saiyan.
They have the little menu is cool. The turn-based combat menu that they scroll through while you're fighting. The moves are like spells from the game. It's very cute. The Japanese people were super excited because Erdrick is basically like their beloved video game character.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the grandfather of all JRPGs.
Yep. That game's had so much influence on gaming as a whole. So,
I mean, the people who weren't not from Japan also got someone.
Yeah, they did later on. But then we got to see Luigi's Mansion 3 with Gooigi. Are you excited about Gooigi?
No,
I'm not either.
A personal problem.
No, I was going to say, that's not really a thing for me.
I don't like Luigi's Mansion, weirdly.
It's not my bread and butter.
I'm not huge into a lot of Nintendo IPs, so...
Well, are you into Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal?
I am interested.
This was surprising. I was like, I didn't think I was going to see a Dark Crystal game.
Right, a tactics Dark Crystal game.
Yeah, which is a tie-in with is it Netflix show that's about to come out?
Yeah, the Netflix, is it the prequel or something?
I think so.
Or is it I can't remember, but yeah.
I Want to Be a Skeksis. I'm pretty sure that was a Ramones song. Next, a game I'm really excited about is The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, which is one of my favorite Zelda games. It's getting a cute little... I mean, we known about this for a while too, but little toy aesthetic.
It's like the Rudolph Christmas short or whatever style.
Yeah, I love this game. It has like the story from any Zelda game that stayed with me the most. I love this. It's a very sad, melancholy game. Like under the surface, not like Majora's Mask, where it's very obvious. It's a very
right. The tone is a lot darker in Majora's Mask.
Yeah,
Link's Awakening.
This has a bright tone. It's just got a sad undercurrent to it. It's one of my favorite Zelda games. So I'm obviously super excited, and they're doing a little dungeon builder thing, which I hope they eventually do a full-on 2D Zelda Maker game. Would be awesome.
Be sweet.
I don't know if they could pull it off. Trials of Mana is
this was my big surprise.
Awesome.
I think.
Super awesome. And it looks so much better. put in online multiplayer. Oh my god, do it, Square.
I think they've already said that it's not going to have multiplayer.
No!
Yeah.
Does it at least have local?
I don't know.
It better have local.
The darkest of timelines.
It looks so much better than the what was it, Secret of Mana remake or whatever.
Yes, it looks like leaps and bounds better.
It looks so good. That comes out next year, I believe they've said.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's favorite
Q1.
one.
Another thing for Q1.
Collection of Mana is already out. So
which contains this game.
Yeah, the actual
for the first
original
time
version.
For the first time in the over here.
Here's my not so breaking news now. The Witcher 3 will run at 720p while docked at 540 in hand mode.
Oh yeah.
According
I saw
to
that earlier today.
So
yeah,
that was
play The Witcher?
I finally will on my Switch because it's a long ass game.
Yes, it is.
I can play it on the go. I've been waiting to play this game for good excuse. This is probably a better one than ever. They announced that's coming. A lot of people were wondering what the specs would be, and that's it. Fire Emblem Three Houses. We got a lot of details about this game at the Tree House. Yeah,
I'm so in. I'm
super
real
excited
hyped for this game because it's out in just over a month.
Mm-hmm.
There was actually a leak that this basically proved with the time skip stuff. Yeah,
which looks good. It's a nice, different take from the having kids thing.
Kind of like Persona, but with Fire Emblem.
Yes.
You do things you do stuff each day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
You go around the school or whatever, at least before the time skip. I don't know how the gameplay will change after the time skip, but
we'll see.
It'll
guard my queen. I will bend the knee.
Her
yes, queen.
Her aesthetic is it's something.
Her post time skip is so good too. All the post time skip main three, the trio, all look really good character design wise.
The guy with the eye patch looks like a troll.
Oh, whatever, Mal. Come on. Come on. Cut him some slack.
Have you seen the memes?
I've not seen the memes.
They're not as kind to him as the other two.
Okay, well...
I expect Edelgard to be the favorite, though, but...
Yeah.
They revealed a lot. No children units is something I'm real happy about, because I did not like them in Fates.
I don't like the timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, I didn't either. It just felt like shoehorned in to copy from Awakening.
Awakening, yeah.
Because Awakening, it was literally they jumped in time and
it had an actual story.
It was just weird. Yeah. You can recruit people because there's people under each house, and you have to choose one house to play through. But you can recruit some people from other houses to join you, so that's nice. I think it's
come on,
the lords.
We all know who we're choosing, right?
I mean, you cannot recruit the other lords, otherwise that would be weird for the story, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know exactly who everyone. I saw someone say lords and retainers, but that was already proved false because they showed a retainer getting recruited in the treehouse. We got to see there's basic, intermediate, and advanced classes. Saw some of those. I'm sad that you can't. The fist fighting class is only for guys.
Really?
Yeah. So you can't. You can still rank. You can still rank up the skill. You just for anyone, and anyone can be any class other than the unique or gender locked ones. But romance will be in the game post time skip, I think, is what they revealed.
Huh.
So you can't romance your students while you're teaching them?
I can't be unethical? Damn it.
Right.
It would be fun if
I thought this was a game about choices.
It's a
Nintendo I expect it from. Atlas I would... Atlas, on the other hand, I mean, they'll do whatever they want to do.
So. Alice does what they want. Merc question is then, how long are you at the actual academy then?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like with the time skip and the romance... I don't know
if it's like half the game or what, but...
I don't...
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Quick.
Did they, because I didn't see all of the treehouse stuff, did they, is there going to be lots of, like dungeoning stuff like they brought in from the Fire Emblem 2 remake?
I didn't watch all of it, but I didn't see any of dungeons in the stuff I watched.
Yeah. I would have liked to see them expand on that a little bit more.
But you can walk around like in that game.
Yeah. I know you can do that, like around the academy and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, me too.
RE 5 and 6.
Yep.
Big whoop. Really old game ports. Suda 50. Is it Suda 51?
Yeah.
Yeah. No More Heroes 3, which a lot of people are excited about. No More Heroes has like a big following.
There are weird games.
Yeah, I've only played the first one.
I've never played any of them, but they look fun.
Yeah, it's just annoying motion control stuff. It was one of the early Wii games, if I remember correctly, and they didn't quite have it down pat. I heard the second one did it a lot better, so I don't know. I know it's a game a lot of people wanted.
Yeah, they're getting it.
Yeah, a new Contra game, surprisingly.
My vote for Tetscore
game is
Daemon X Machina.
Yeah, it's up there. It's definitely a nominee. There might be one that beats it. I don't remember if we talked about it or not, but I think it's the Tetscore game. But yeah, Daemon X Machina. We got to see some more story stuff.
They showed it on both days of the Treehouse. Like they showed quite a bit.
Oh, did they really?
Yep.
Just give me the deets. Give me some new deets.
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't got around to it.
Never mind. Get back with me on the deets.
Well, what I have I watched the demo feedback trailer or the info, which they really took a lot of info from the demos and made a lot of changes.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is really it's a really nice sign when devs can listen. They changed all sorts of stuff. Like they added lock on. As equipment.
Kind of needs to be a must in the action game.
Yeah, health bars. You can pick up stuff from further away. Indicators from where you're getting shot from. More motion controls if you want it. Remapping, keybind remapping.
Always nice.
Yep. Just like aerial ascent and descent velocity was changed.
That's definitely something that should be considered a part of a modern game nowadays. Is just key binding and remapping. It makes a lot of difference, especially there are people with disabilities. It helps a lot. Every game should have it if possible. I guess I don't know why it wouldn't, but
I want to map the direction buttons to my X, Y, B, and A.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, after seeing all the ways people have beaten Dark Souls with all the different controls, any key configuration.
Donkey Konga. It's always my favorite controller.
Yeah. They made attacks feel more forceful thanks to additional sound effects and.
Cool.
They made it. Melee attacks better, reducing the pause, just lots more stuff, little smaller changes like increased ammo drop and increased font size. The game looks really I'm glad someone's picking up the Armored Core mantle if FromSoft's not going to do it anytime soon.
Yeah, I am glad to see it, but I'm going to miss the Armored Core series.
Well,
someday, Meta, you'll get it. They'll have to make another one eventually, right?
I mean, I'd love one. I'd love for them to make an Armored Core mixed with Dark Souls.
Yeah, that would. Oh my god. Yeah. Imagine the Fashion Souls in that. All right.
Yeah.
Panzer Dragoon.
Yes, that was something I didn't see coming.
I thought it was a Kid Icarus game at first. Because those are kind of Panzer Dragoon games now.
I see.
Astral Chain.
Astral Chain looks cool.
I'm curious about it.
Platinum Games makes good action RPGs.
They're some of the best in the business at it. So, I think they showed off more of the switching between the different chained mecha.
Yeah, things. I think that one also got showed off both days. There's, that comes out in August.
Mm-hmm.
The end of August. I did not realize.
It's not going to be a game I get on launch, but it's one that I'm like tepidly interested in. I just want to see more about it.
Yeah. Well, watch the hour of gameplay or whatever.
I'm going to go back and watch the Treehouse stuff this weekend. And some of the trailers
I haven't been able to watch it all, but looks coul.
Empire Sand, I do not care about.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's not a twin stick shooter. It
says strategy.
Oh, really? Okay. I guess it's a strategy game. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Oh my god, I can't believe they're still making these. Cadence of Hyrule, the Crypt the Necrodancer DLC, which people are enjoying. Apparently.
Yeah, it's already out.
Mm-hmm. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I'm calling hacks that Dr. Robotnik could beat Sonic in a race. He's literally beating him in this image.
Yep.
That is BS. But yeah, if you like your little mini game fest games, that's there for you. Something that a lot of people were hyped to see more of was Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh yeah.
The ultimate, this is such a needed to be on the Switch game because it's just the ultimate chill, veg out and play when you got nothing to do kind of game. Because you just it's just one of those town simulator, build your house, get your stuff, walk around your village, and talk to your neighbors and interact with people thing. A lot of people are happy that they're making it. Animal Crossing's never really been my thing, but
no,
it's a big IP. I'm glad people are excited.
I'm more of a Harvest Moon person.
Oh yeah, give me Rune Factory 5 now,
right?
Please.
Yeah, when is that out?
I don't know. I think it was supposed to be this year sometime.
Oof, more to the pile.
Yeah, it's
more to the
probably
pile.
not at this rate, but we'll see. There's a giant list of upcoming games. I don't have access to what they were. None of them that I remember off the top of my head were particularly memorable. They showed off some more Super Mario Maker 2.
Wasn't there Zelda Maker?
There's not Zelda Maker. There was kind of a half a one in Link's Awakening.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they showed off more of that. I think they showed off a lot of it at the Treehouse too.
I see.
Pokemon's Sword and Shield. We just got a direct for that.
Yeah, they revealed some stuff that made people very not happy.
Yeah,
in the Treehouse, the fact that you can't bring every Pokemon into the game. Only what they put in the game can be brought into the game.
No level 100 max IVs for you at the beginning of the game.
Well, only if it's in the
Galar decks.
But yeah, so all the memes of gotta catch some of them.
They did confirm earlier today there's now over 1,000 Pokemon.
Yep.
They didn't roll out that eventually they will add them in. I'm kind of I'm fine and I understand why they did it.
Yeah, it's
those
not really
games,
a big deal to me, but
those
a lot
games
of people
slogged on the 3DS.
I don't know, a lot of people are just going to be upset when they can't have their favorite Pokemon in the game.
I just want you to think back on Gen 5 and how expressive those sprites were. They danced around. The animations, they can put that kind of stuff in the game. I don't know if they're going to, but clearing it out leaves more room for that and less dev time. And
they're also not adding in any of the Mega Evolutions or Z. They're just not going to be in the game at all.
Which is, I'm fine with, honestly.
Yeah. I just kind of wish that they would have just stuck with Mega, honestly. If they were going to have a gimmick. Dynamaxing just seems so boring, which I know everyone has said.
It is.
Yeah.
The gimmicks are never the sell for me. It's just the new Pokemon generally.
Yeah. They also they revealed the wild area. You can fight the Pokemon on the map or in the grass. It's a mix.
Yeah, so get the best of both.
That's
worlds,
really nice. You can see other people walking around the wild area, which is neat.
MMO, baby, we're getting there.
Right. That's what I said. I was like, just one step closer to an actual MMO, because now you can raid battle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for Sword and Shield. I wanted to see like at least the stage 1 evos, but we'll get those later. Those come out in November. Those always come out around my birthday.
Yep, November 15th.
Mm-hmm. So
it'd be nice to see what they turn into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they always save those for later, though, closer to
they'll get leaked eventually, or maybe they won't because they gave a cease and desist to the infamous leaker guy.
Everything will be leaked before it comes out because of they have to send the games out, and those always get leaked in worldwide releases.
They usually have a lot of videos leading up to the Pokemon games. I remember Sun and Moon was like, it seemed like every week there was a video showing off a few of the new Pokemon or something. So, then what everyone thought was the end was another Smash Ultimate character reveal. The other one that people had wanted, and the one that more pleased the North American audience, Banjo and Kazooie. They got Grant Kirkhope. No, that's like the games journalist. What's his name? The composer to like do some of the remix some of the music.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he had like a video going, I've been holding this in. I've known for so long that they were going to be in the game.
It's nice that they showed off two to like please both audiences. Right?
Yeah. So, and they're coming in fall. It was a cute throwback to the King K. Rool reveal because they were back in the in Donkey Kong's house, and they did the fake out yet again. Instead of with DDD this time, it was Duck Hunt Dog faking out that he was Banjo-Kazooie with the little duck on his back. So yeah, people are really happy about that. And then the ultimate hop, at least for me, the classic Nintendo thing they do in every direct where they go, oh yeah, there's just one more thing. They're making a sequel, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
A direct sequel.
Yeah, and it has horror elements.
Yeah, it looks definitely
They
darker.
found Ganon's corpse impaled on some kind of magical thing, and he comes back to life. And you
Zelda
might be
has
able to,
shorter hair.
Yeah, she looks cute, and you might be able to play as her. They wouldn't either confirm nor deny in the interviews. They were playing
really
coy.
They just won't say, so that I'm really hoping. But yeah, everyone's like, she has shorter hair, so it won't clip when she's running.
Yeah.
It obviously means she's playable.
Oh my god.
They also just confirmed that it is the same map, though, which, I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
That seems really weird.
That's just, it makes sense because it's the same place.
I'm fine with it.
Hopefully it's not, hopefully there's enough different stuff to keep it interesting.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I was not expecting that at all. So.
No. Whoever expects the direct sequel to Zelda.
Well, they had Ocarina of Time was their last giant, enormous Zelda game, then they made a direct sequel to it. So, yeah, it seems like they're kind of going with another Majora's Mask-y kind of thing here. So, at least stylistically, and the difference.
I think there was some. What's the word? Not prototype, concept. Yeah, concept art of a Link without an arm from before Breath of the Wild.
And his arm was floating in this.
Yeah, some people are wondering if they're using some ideas that they had for the first game in this one.
He had the Princess Mononoke cursed arm thing going on or whatever.
Yeah.
Super, super excited. And yeah, that's all the big stuff at E3.
Yeah. It didn't feel like there was a lot of little reveals outside of the conferences. There are some that we can see, but not a lot. If it didn't come from the conference, there wasn't a lot of info coming out. I feel like outside, or at least for game reveals.
Yeah,
there's lots of
Nah. Oh, I want to talk about Trails of Cold Steel 3, baby.
Oh, right. Yeah, you would.
I'm so excited. And it comes out this fall too. There's too many games. What am I gonna do? All these long JRPGs, all these 80-hour games. How am I gonna finish them all?
Holy can't hold all these games. It's so many.
Yeah, I can't hold all these high school anime simulators.
Yeah. I was pretty happy with E3 though. I mean,
I was really happy. I got to see
a lot of
cool
JRPGs to look forward to.
Oh yeah. So what's our top 3 games of E3 if you had to that you're looking forward to?
Ooh, FF7.
Yeah, that's my number 1 now. They hopped me up. It's looking good. If Baldur's Gate 3 counts, it's on there.
I'd say, Baldur's Gate I would like to see too.
I just want to see gameplay. We just haven't seen anything. I don't know if it's enough to count. They did confirm it's 5e, but I think they confirmed that beforehand.
Elden Ring and Tales of Arise are definitely up there.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, Fire Emblem, that's about to come out. Pokemon, it's about to come out. Like, games not coming out soon, it's probably like Tales, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate are definitely the ones that I'm looking forward to the most and know like very little about.
Yeah.
Like, I already know enough about Pokemon and Fire Emblem that I'm going to get it. Oh, Oninaki also? There's just... I don't know.
I just want
all of these are games I'm going to buy at like release, basically, so...
What about you, Meta? Other than FF7, what are you looking forward to?
I don't know. Like, to be honest, it really is... I mean, Shadowbringers, but I'm not going to count that one because that's kind of obvious. Yeah, there just really isn't for much that I'm looking forward to grabbing from the E3, believe it or not.
What? No.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely good things. Like Ghostwire Tokyo is definitely one I want to get. There is Outer Rim. I forgot the name.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah.
That one I want to get. But I like super excited for. I don't know. There was nothing that hyped me.
FF7 just steal it all.
FF7 really did steal for me. Like, there really is nothing else that I saw. Like, there's definitely games I want to get. Like, again, I want to emphasize that, but FF7 really is the one.
I was kind of surprised we got so much. And it's... I mean, I won't believe it till they say the game has gone gold, but a March release date, so that's only 9 months away. Only 9.
I mean, when they're only doing, like, the first 10th of the game...
But it's 2 games worth of game, Mao. 2 games.
It's 2 Blu-ray discs, which means it's 50 gigs, and that could all be textures. That's all.
I did see the high-res image of all the characters.
50 gigs is not honestly that big of a game. Unless they meant 2 double-layer Blu-ray, and that's 100 gigs, but...
Well, mine is that, Tales of Arise, and Zelda. That's my top 3. Zelda 2, or Breath of the Wild 2, to be more specific. Yeah, because I'm really excited for Fire Emblem also, but it's about to come out. Shadowbringers, like Meta said. Legend of Zelda, just all the JRPGs we saw in general. I mean...
Like, the game I'll play the most of, probably, is either going to be Elden Ring or Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
It will probably be the game I devote the most hours to.
Yeah,
we'll see. All right, now we have to vote on the super special first ever Tetscore E3 Game of the Year. What are our nominees?
All right,
Daemon X Machina.
Daemon X Machina.
Because it's got
Daemon X Machina.
And he loves
Daemon X Machina. Those are all our choices.
So it'll also be the one to hurt him most.
But let's not forget about Age of Wonders, Planetfall. It has mecha. It has dinosaurs. It has mecha dinosaurs.
That is true.
It looks like it has city building sim elements.
Yeah, it's a 4X, and I don't know how into 4X games he is.
I'm gonna place my money on Daemon X Machina. Like, that is clearly a game, and if they get into customization elements of that game, that's immediately going to take.
I mean, it looks like they have like all the same equipment slots as Armored Core.
Yeah, so I'm putting my money on that. I mean, it's the right call to make.
What's your vote now? Officially, what's your vote?
Daemon X Machina.
All right, I've been outvoted. Daemon X Machina is your Tetscore E3 Game of the Year.
That's right.
Insert graphic trophy. Here she is, Miss America.
It was a really close run, but Daemon X Machina did come out in the lead. What a wonderful display from all our contestants.
What a sample size of votes. 3 people on the panel.
Amazing
2
display.
games.
It was a close race.
Super close.
It could have gone to either one.
Yeah, really could have. But just the mecha aspects of Daemon X Machina have caused it to roll over. Unfortunately, Tets won't be able to play it because he doesn't own a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, that actually. You're right, Mal. That felt really good from our end. Gonna hurt for him.
I'm gonna get it.
I can get the game and I'll stream it for him. No. How about that?
How about we all get Settlers of Catan on our Switch and play it together?
Oh my god.
Nah.
Settlers of Catan? I'm not actually
played
a fan
Settlers
of that.
like once. And
I like Settlers, but it's a very
there are better games.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate get someone into board gaming game.
Yeah. I only get to play board games with other people so often. I'm not wasting it on Catan.
The Mao's review of Mao Podcast 5 Rings. I only get to play some board games so often. I'm not wasting it on Catan.
Board game time, and he's not letting anybody waste it.
Yeah. All right. This has been our E3 episode 84 of Podcast of 5 Rings. Your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, and video game.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Each episode of Podcast of 5 Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and Talk About Topic day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. Check us out on social media. We're on Twitter at Podcast5R, Facebook P5R Podcast, Meta and Lily Stream at twitch.tv/PSOFlow, and Tets' blog, thegeekyspirit.com. You know what I'm going to be doing this weekend, other than painting miniatures? Catching up on Treehouse. I'm going to be developing the first ever annual P5R soundboard.
Oh.
So get ready.
I don't think I can.
I want a cattywampus one on there.
Mm-hmm.
I want the breaking news sound effect. We're gonna come up with some stuff. I'll pick your brains for some funny, cool ideas. All right, anyone want to say anything else? No. Okay. We're gonna go and dream of Final Fantasy VII. So bye. Happy E3, late E3.
I'm gonna put in my FF7 pajamas. I'm gonna get my FF7 shaped bed, and
go drink out of your meteor shaped coffee mug.
Yes.
It looks like the black
snuggle
materia.
With my Sephiroth plushie next to me.
It needs to be a Kate Sith.
That's true.
It's either Kate Sith or Red 13.
It's Ket She.
I'm gonna take both.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Gaelic, Mal. And on that note,
how dare you?
Guten Tag. That's the best I can do in Gaelic. Goodbye.